see they've already taken the body. Yes. I'll take the photographs and you find out what that white substance is. It could be the cause of death. Got it. We'll need to take a sample of this back to the lab for analysis. Agreed. Let's go. Yeah. What have you come up with so far? Nothing conclusive yet. I just did the aqueous sodium hydroxide test. How did it go? Well, first of all, I took a small sample of the substance and hydrated it. I then added 3 drops of aqueous sodium hydroxide and no precipitate was formed. I then flooded the test tube with aqueous sodium hydroxide and there was still no precipitate formed. So, what does that mean? That means that it was either potassium or sodium. We'll need to do more tests. Okay, I'll do the flame test. Great. Oh, it's Horatio. He wants to know what's happening. Can you tell him about the flame test? Good morning, Horatio. Yes, the flame test. It could help us find out what the substance is made of. It could be cause of death. Okay, I'll explain to you how the flame test works. Firstly, you take a nitrate wire and dip it into hydrochloric acid. Then you take the wire and place it into the blue flame of a Bunsen burner. After that, there is no colour given to the flame. You put it into distilled water and finally into your substance. Then place it back into the flame and note any colour change. Goodbye! That was amazing! The flame went orange. That, coupled with the results from earlier, means the substance is probably sodium. We should probably do more tests though for anions. How are we going to do that? Well, we're going to test for sulfates, nitrates, carbonates and halides. I've not done the test for sulfates before. Could you walk me through it? Yes. This test uses barium chloride or barium nitrate. What you do is you take a small sample of the substance and hydrate it. You then add some hydrochloric acid. Then you add aqueous barium nitrate or barium chloride. If a white precipitate is formed, that means that the substance is a sulfate. No white precipitate, so that means it's not a sulfate. That's good to know. I'll do the nitrate test. Where's the aluminium foil? Under there. What do you need aluminium foil for? Well, to do the test for nitrates, you need to do the test for ammonia. So you take the substance and add aqueous sodium hydroxide and then a piece of aluminium foil. You then heat it. To test the gas, you take some wet red litmus paper and hold it over. If it goes blue, that means the gas is an alkaline and so is likely to be ammonia, which is likely to mean the substance is a nitrate. No colour change on the red litmus paper. That means it wasn't a nitrate. Next is the carbonate test. Which one are you going to do? If you simply heat the carbonate, the results could be false. What do you mean? Some carbonates do not thermally decompose, so no carbon dioxide will be produced. Like potassium carbonate and sodium carbonate. Yes, so the presence of carbonates could go unnoticed. Also, if the substance is organic and it is burned, it will produce carbon dioxide anyway, and so will give a false result. What do you suggest? I suggest we take the substance and add a few drops of acid. Then test the gas in lime water. If the lime water goes cloudy, then the substance is a carbonate. It hasn't gone cloudy, that means it's not a carbonate. What's left? The Hayline test. What's that? Well, you take a small sample of the aqueous substance and add an equal volume of nitric acid. Then you add 3 drops of silver nitrate and you take note of what colour it is. Look, it's white. You then look at it in sunlight and know what colour it is again. Look, the substance turns purple-grey in sunlight. What does that mean? That means we have a chloride. Hello? It's Horatio. Yes? Yes? Yes. I'll hand you over to Megan to explain. So once you identified the cation, we just had to identify the anion? Yes, we did test for all of them. You want conclusive results, don't you? So the anion was chloride? Yes, that means the substance was sodium chloride. Yeah, table salt. There was a lot of it at the crime scene. We're looking at the pictures now. I'll hand you over to Elizabeth. Hello, Horatio? Yes, sodium chloride. There was a lot of it at the crime scene. We think it could be cause of death. Well, we didn't see the body, but from the outline it looked pretty big. Maybe he had a heart attack from a salt overdose. I suggest you call the autopsy lab and tell them to do a blood test. Bye! So now you can see how analysis can be used in crime scene investigations, but it can also be used in medical analysis to measure the purity of medicines and to minimise contaminants and side effects. It's also used in food analysis to make sure there are no foreign substances in our food, like poison. It's also used to monitor our air and our water. Yeah, you know those news reports on telly that tell you to stay inside if you have asthma? That's all down to the constant monitoring of our air. So now you see how analysis can be used to solve crimes. This is Science Rocks!